Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and we've got breaking news. The New York Yankees are acquiring Jon Berti from the Miami Marlins. He is an infielder entering his age 34 season. He is a speedy guy. He is a speed-first kind of guy. He has a really versatile glove. He can play all over the infield. He's played third, short, second base, left field, center field, and right field. He is not a great outfielder, but I don't think the Yankees are going to have to use him in the outfield. He's a very good defensive infielder. He has played really well across the infield, especially at third base, where last season he had +5 defensive runs saved and +2 outs above average. Last year at shortstop, he had +3 outs above average. So the Yankees are going to use him primarily on the left side of the infield. Maybe he'll get some run at second base, but I think the Yankees are pretty covered there. Looking at what the Yankees are getting in Jon Berti, just off the rip, when you look at the batted ball profile, when you look at the skill set, it's a low chase rate, a high contact rate. There are a lot of ground balls in his profile, and that's not great, but he is a speedy guy, so he can beat those out. He is a high BABIP hitter who is going to rely on those bat-to-ball skills to get the job done. And when you look at what he brings to the table defensively, what he brings to the table on the base paths, this is a guy who just can really help the Yankees. This is somebody who I think profiles really well for third base on this team. I know he isn't necessarily a game-changing hitter, and I'm not going to market him as such, but I'm certainly going to market him as somebody who helps the New York Yankees, especially considering DJ LeMahieu's hurt. We don't know for how long we'll see him. We don't know where the Yankees are at in terms of, their trust in Oswaldo Cabrera. And when you look at that overlay chart, which I tweeted out on the Fireside Yankees Twitter, which you guys should check out, there is a lot to like. Like, it just makes a ton of sense for the Yankees. I think that this move could pay off well. They traded Ben Wertvet to the Tampa Bay Rays. I don't think he's going to kill us, but, it's the Tampa Bay Rays, so he could. And when you look at the situation, with what they traded to Miami, they traded John Cruz. John Cruz, I think, is a very good prospect, and so I'm actually kind of, damn, that is a decent player to trade. It's not like the Yankees traded nothing, but at the same time, you have to be willing to trade. You have to be willing to trade players who don't really have room in the organization, like John Cruz, for guys who can help you right now, such as Jon Berti. And looking at Jon Berti, looking at where the Yankees are at right now, I just don't think the Yankees were going to be able to hold up at third base with what they had going on. I love DJ LeMahieu, the player, the person. I just don't have a lot of faith in him this year. I think, the injury is a little concerning, stuff of that nature. But yeah, I mean, I'm at the point with the third base position where obviously they're still concerned. Jon Berti is still an older guy. But I do think that the Yankees have a secure situation at third base, something that's better than where they were at a couple of weeks ago, better than where they were at even 5 days ago. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens there. And, let's get into the comment section here. Alex Temet says, let's go, man. I like this move for the Yankees. I think this will certainly help us. What are we going to do with Cabrera? So in regards to Oswaldo Cabrera and what the Yankees are going to do with him, he will remain a utility infielder. That was always his job. That was always going to be his role. That was always going to be what the Yankees had envisioned for him. And I think that this is exactly the role he should be in. They need, the Yankees. The Yankees needed a third baseman. They needed third base help so badly. They just didn't have any. And honestly, I think they desperately needed somebody to step up at third base. I didn't know that they were going to make a trade for Jon Berti. I thought it was going to be, and I had said this on live streams, I said it would be somebody who sucks and somebody who isn't good. I don't think Jon Berti fits the qualification of a guy who sucks and isn't good. I think he fits the qualification of somebody who is actually a competent major leaguer and that I do want to see on the baseball diamond as frequently as possible because of his base running defensive abilities. What was a trade? Lol, my bad. This game's stinky. Don't worry about it. The trade kind of came out in trickles. We first found out the Yankees were acquiring Jon Berti. Actually, let me not give you guys like a timeline. Let me give you guys the exact trade. The Yankees traded Jon Berti to the Yankees acquired Jon Berti from the Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins sent they sent us Jon Berti. We sent them John Cruz, and we sent Ben Wertvet to the Tampa Bay Rays. So Tampa Bay gets Ben Wertvet, Miami gets John Cruz, and the Yankees get Jon Berti. That is the deal. It's a 1-for-1 kind of deal from my understanding. I could double check and we'll see if anything pops up, but I don't think a third player is popping up in a deal like this. No disrespect to Jon Berti, but he isn't that kind of player. And in regards to John Cruz, he isn't that kind of prospect. He's still a younger guy. And of course, in regards to Ben Rortvedt, we know he was kind of just roster depth. So yeah, let me just tweet out the link. Our live reaction. I apologize for the clicking right here. I'm just gonna get the link out. I apologize. I'm gonna get you guys the attention you guys desperately need right now because I know that I'm kind of a mess right now trying to copy links, and that's annoying. And I just X'd out of the link. Oh well, who cares? Anywho, we're going to get back to that. This is taking forever. Anywho, we have it sucks. I love this. Sucks to see Ben go, but we knew that was going to happen. Yeah, he wasn't sticking around. We knew that Jon Berti wasn't going to not Jon Berti, Ben Rortvedt wasn't going to stick on the major league roster. That was a given. That was a lock. That was guaranteed. He was never going to stay on this team. You could carry 3 catchers. There's nothing legally against it, but I'm just not for it. I just don't think that makes much sense. And I think the Yankees are in a position now where they have an improvement at third base. And what else could you really ask for, right? We got better at third base. I said third base was a problem for the Yankees. I don't think he's an elite player. You're not getting an elite player in Jon Berti, but you're certainly getting one that can hold his own. He has a career 95 WRC plus against righties, and last year was a little bit better against lefties. Good contact rates. Again, I like the profile a lot. I think that his opposite field approach, whereas it won't work in Miami, where that ballpark's a lot more spacious, it will work at Yankee Stadium. The spray charts look really good for him. It looks amazing. So yeah. He stole 41 bases in 2023. It went way down last year, even though he's 95th percentile sprint speed. What's up with that? I actually don't know. Maybe the Marlins, I'm going to look if maybe they hit him in different spots in the lineup. We'll kind of go position, batting order. He hit first less often this year. He found himself mostly hitting 9th. So maybe that affected kind of where his aggressiveness was on the base paths. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't going to steal as much. And he got caught early in the year a couple times. He didn't have the same efficacy. He got caught 6 times. So, I'd love to see the stolen base rates go up. You're right. He is a brilliant base runner in terms of just pure speed. The home runs going up is encouraging because the increase in isolated power, the increase in home runs, the increase in extra base hits would lead me to believe that I think he could have a little bit of an increase in pop at Yankee Stadium because that ballpark does play better. I'm trying to see if his home road splits were anything to write home about. He had a 90 WRC plus at home and a 113 WRC plus on the road, but his career WRC plus at Miami is better than it was on the road. So I don't know if I think that's a small sample size thing if you ask me. In terms of looking for any changes in his approach at the plate, he hit more line drives. He struck out less, a little more aggressive in zone the last 2 years compared to his norm, but that's nothing that I think is right home about necessarily. Barrel rate and hard hit rates are actually down from where they were in 2022, so that's a little interesting. But the expected weight on base average on contact, which is ex-Wilbekin, is the highest of his career at 370. So, I think that that's definitely encouraging. I think that he just got maybe more ideal launch angles. I'm actually not really sure why his ex-Wilbekin got a lot higher, but his expected batting average got higher. His expected slugging percentage got higher. His expected weight on base average got higher. He hit fastballs a lot better than he did the year prior. Doesn't really hit breaking balls well. Is not a guy who can handle secondary pitches. And yeah, I think that he's I think he's a solid player. He's not a special one, but he's a solid player. And there's nothing wrong with having solid players on your team. We do not have solid players at third base. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on Rortvedt being gone? He had no role on this team. So yeah. Good trade for the Yanks. Got rid of a catcher they can't use and got a good speedy infielder. Yeah, I think the Miami Marlins did well. I think the New York Yankees did well, and I think the Tampa Bay Rays got what they didn't give up anything, and they got Jon Berti, so Ben Rortvedt. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bit sad that John Cruz is gone because I think John Cruz is a breakout pick for the prospect pool. I thought he was a pretty good prospect. It's unfortunate, but you got to give up good talent to get other talented players, and yeah, I'm not really too concerned. We'll wait and see how this trade pans out. Time will tell ultimately. The same way I would tell you not to worry about a free agent move until something bad happens. You gotta give this move time to kind of pan out. But I think it will pan out positively for the Yankees because it's right before opening day, and Jon Berti he's certainly a good player. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where he's at in the next couple of years. Yeah. I know I'm just saying a lot of things right now. I'm just kind of like trying to make sure I'm on top of everything with these news. Not going to lie, great trade for now. We'll see how it plans out. Yeah, see how it plays out for sure. Berti stole 41 bases ago, 2 years ago in just over 100 games. Yeah, he certainly put in pain. Like, he put in pain, folks. I'm very excited to see kind of how he does on the base paths for the Yankees this year. And the Yankees are a slow team, man. The Yankees are a slow team. It's a slow team. Like, this is a slow team, and we received Shane Sasaki. Did we get Shane Sasaki, or did the Marlins get Shane Sasaki? I believe the Marlins got Shane Sasaki. Yeah, I think the Marlins got Shane Sasaki. It was not the Yankees. It was the Marlins who got Shane Sasaki. So yeah, I think I can double check this now. Hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to like look at, yeah. Yeah, so okay. The Marlins got John Cruz and Shane Sasaki. The Yankees got Jon Berti and sent John Cruz and Ben Wortvet, and the Rays sent Sasaki to get Wortvet. So yes, the Yankees are the team. The Yankees did not get Shane Sasaki. That's to clarify that. I know that the details on that is a little bit muddy. Now, as for Jon Berti's contract control, the Yankees actually have an interesting situation with Jon Berti. So, try to look at his contract. So he signed a 2-year deal with the Marlins. This is the interesting thing. He signed a deal in arbitration that will pay him about $3.6 million towards a luxury tax. That came with a club option. He has an ARB 4 deal for next year, meaning the Yankees will pay him a 4th year of arbitration next year. If they choose to, they could non-tender him. That means it's not a guaranteed contract, but they do get 2 years of control. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at there. So yeah, that's really where we're at. That's the Yankees have 2 years of control of Jon Berti, and he's a really good defender, and he's a great base runner, and he doesn't strike out a lot. So makes good decisions. We feel good about this. Like, I feel good about his addition to the team, and I think he'll really help the Yankees. So hard to hate a move in which I think you get better. I don't think you gain like 2 or 3 wins anywhere, but do you get a little bit better at third base? Yeah, like you get a little bit better. That's getting a little bit better is important, guys. Getting a little bit better, having a little more depth, having a capable body. I mean, Jahmai Jones was like the primary utility infielder. So yeah, like I'm not gonna complain about this move. At first, I was loser. Like I think it's a tough situation to like grade this trade though, because like I don't know how this trade's gonna pan out until it plays. Didn't realize the infield depth is this low until yesterday. Yeah, so the updated depth chart, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to update our depth chart, like give you guys a little rundown of what it looks like now. Let's see. Okay, so Jon Berti is expected to be a starting third baseman, probably. You'd imagine, right? You'd imagine he's a starting third baseman. Cool. Okay, let's move on from that point. Cabrera is the reserve infielder. Ben Wortvet is no longer on the team. Jahmai Jones probably makes the team, unless the Yankees sign somebody else. Do I think the Yankees will sign somebody else? No, because they just took on the $3.5 million in arbitration money for Jon Berti. Ben Wortvet is not making any money. Like, it's not money that you would say, oh, okay, he's made X amount of money. You have subtracted that from your payroll. That's not the situation we're in. So I would assume if the Yankees would assign anybody, it would be to a minor league deal. And at that point, you might as well run with Jahmai Jones. Jahmai Jones had a strong enough spring training that he earned the spring training job. He put up a 153 WRC plus in spring training. He didn't strike out a ton. He walked a good amount. Has he had good spring trainings before? Yes, he's had a good one in 2022, but that was in 8 games. This is probably his best spring training. This is most definitely his best spring training. But I don't think that should necessarily mean he gets anything more than a couple of, like, he'll get sent down. The Yankees are sending him down when DJ LeMahieu comes back, and that might be why they keep him on the roster, because you can just send him down. I don't know when LeMahieu comes back. I don't know if this indicates that LeMahieu will be gone for a little bit. I think that I don't know. I don't really know what the Yankees infield situation will be outside of like, again, you have Jon Berti, you have LeMahieu, you have Cabrera. Cabrera has options. LeMahieu and Berti actually has 3 minor league options. So if he were to struggle, the Yankees can send him down, to kind of clarify that as well. He's a huge upgrade over Cabrera. This helps a lot. Him and DJ should split time when he gets back. This does help a lot because on top of that, you mentioned like, okay, what about when LeMahieu comes back? Does that force Berti on the lineup? I mean, the answer is yes. He will step out of the lineup when LeMahieu's back, most likely, unless he were to ball out. But the other thing is that he can play all over the infield. Jon Berti can play shortstop. Jon Berti can play second base. Jon Berti can play left field. Jon Berti can play center field. Jon Berti can play right field. And he's not awful in left field. He's +2 defensive runs saved, +1 outs above average. Right field, it's a very small sample size, 0 outs above average and 0 defensive runs saved. He's a fine corner outfielder. He has a really, really, really strong arm. Not a really strong arm, excuse me. He has a really good range tool. He has really good speed, so it allows him to play the outfield pretty well. I personally think, if you ask me, I think that he can play all over the infield, and that's going to help the Yankees. That's valuable. There's value in versatility. There's value in having a guy who can do everything for you. There's value in having a guy who can boost your depth if you were to lose your shortstop, if you were to lose your second baseman, if you were to lose your left fielder, if you were to lose your right fielder, if you were to lose a third baseman again. Like, he can play everywhere, and that's super valuable for the Yankees. He has minor league options. Again, super valuable for the Yankees because if he were to be bad, you can kind of just get him out of that situation. Do I think Jon Berti's an elite hitter? No. Do I think Jon Berti's going to make a crazy impact on this lineup? No, but I think he'll help with the base running and defense, and that's still value. Like, there's still value in that. I think they would have made a move with that regardless of DJ, plus as well as everything at third baseman might be what they're avoiding. Yeah, I think that LeMahieu going down and Cabrera being the starting third baseman is not what they wanted. I think that they were lying about, oh yeah, we are fine with Oswaldo Cabrera at third. No, they weren't. They didn't want him to play third. I think he can have a solid bounce back here, but yeah, that's really where I'm at right now. So yeah. Some are saying that the bullpen took a step back last year. I disagree. What are your thoughts on that? I fully disagree that the Yankees took a step back in their bullpen. Could their bullpen ERA be worse? Sure, but that doesn't necessarily mean the quality of your bullpen got worse. How the Yankees perform in high leverage, how the Yankees' underlying metrics look, how they perform in the postseason matters a ton. I personally think the Yankees added a lot of talent to their bullpen. Nick Berti has a ton of upside and has a great fastball. If you look at guys like even having Clayton Bieber there, Luke Weaver, they should give you, more depth. And they're kind of steps up in my eyes over Brito and Vasquez. I think that they're both more talented. I think that both have a little more wiggle room for upside. Now, Vasquez is probably better than Bieber, and Vasquez is probably better than Weaver. And I guess Brito with a sweeper is pretty good. But the way I'm looking at it is the Yankees have more talent in Clayton Bieber's arm than they did in Johnny Brito's, and Will Warren's arm is pretty damn good. So not Will Warren, excuse me. His arm is good, but Luke Weaver's arm is pretty damn good. His fastball, cutter, changeup, that mix is really strong. He has a good feel for command, so that's pretty encouraging. And I think the tweaks the Yankees made to improve the vertical break on Luke Weaver's stuff will certainly help. Obviously, having Victor Gonzalez and Caleb Ferguson gives you more left-handed options. Lefties did not strike out a lot against the Yankees last year. That is was certainly a concern in high leverage. Jonathan Loaizaga is still a health question mark. Ian Hamilton and Clay Holmes are back. Those are like your two returning presences. When Tommy Kahnle comes back, he'll help. I don't necessarily know what's up with when we'll get Trevino or Efros back. You hope it's sometime in the summer, but that's TBD. I actually see that McKinley Moore is on the IL, but I don't know what he's hurt with, so I can't tell you anything about him. And then Will Warren can help you. They certainly have Dennis Santana who can help as well. I like Dennis Santana. He had a really strong spring training. They're just as deep as they've ever been in the bullpen. They're just as talented as they've ever been in the bullpen. And I believe they will have a strong bullpen once again this year. So yes, I agree with you. Or I am in lockstep with you that I disagree that the Yankee bullpen took a step back. Was hoping the Yankees would trade for Duran from the Yankees. You mean the Rangers, I'm assuming? He can't really play great defense. So I don't think the Rangers were going to trade him. So there's that. The bullpen does actually concern me, but it might just be from seeing names I don't recognize plus spring training. Yeah, it's really that. It's just the fact that you're scared of like what things look like. I don't really know what is going on with I don't know what they're going to do with the bullpen depth chart as the season goes on. Who gets sent down when Cantley comes back? You assume it's Bieber, but things could change. And then looking at an organization, and even looking at a player like Nick Berti, right? Like there's injury risk there. Looking at the starting pitching depth, there's obviously concerns there because a lot of them are younger guys, but they have talent, and talent helps. So yeah, like it's talent, right? Like they're good. You get talent, and you get talented guys in a room, and you figure it out. I feel like Berti will be Hamilton 2.0. Bieber can even fill in till Cole is back. I think Bieber is not going to start. I don't think of him as a capable starter, but I do believe the strategy of the Yankees having guys who can be spot starters / long relievers and be the Johnny Brito / Randy Vasquez for you is certainly interesting. I like the idea. I think it makes sense. And, I think that the game plan is pretty solid here. So, yeah. The lineup and bullpen look good. Only issue is the Cole injury. Yeah, what the Yankees do with their starting rotation is going to define their season. What are the Yankees going to do what are we going to do for pitching? Yankees should go after Bieber. He is not available. Bieber's probably not available. Nervous about Stroman this year. He did not look good in spring training. We must have watched two different Marcus Stromans because Stroman looked pretty damn good in spring training. He had a 2.61 ERA. 19.3% strikeout rate isn't great. Like, I'm not going to lie. He's not going to strike out a lot of guys, but 3.84 FIP. Didn't allow a lot of home runs. Walk rate was lower than it was last year. He looked pretty good in spring training. I don't know where that's coming from. So, I don't really know. I don't know. So, yeah. It looked like he was just getting barreled. I mean, I could pull up his quality of contact metrics right now. But I thought he looked good. Like, I thought he looked pretty crisp. I thought he looked pretty efficient. We could pull up spring training now. If you're right, you're right. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I thought Stroman looked good in the spring. I'm not saying that to say he's going to have a good year because of that. I actually really don't care about his spring training results. If I say that about Rodon, I have to say that about I have to say that about Marcus Stroman as well. So yeah, he had a 5.1% barrel percentage allowed. That's where it was last year. So yeah, I'm not concerned. Don't be concerned, bud. I know even the hard hit rate, like nothing here is concerning. So don't worry about it, big dog. Which are our options for pitching in case of more injuries or for infield in the near future? TBD. Ryan, salute everyone in the comment section. Hit that like. Is Peraza's Yankee career over? Thank you, Danny. First off, you're consistent. You're here all the time. I appreciate you, my man. I did want to say, I don't know if Peraza is ever going to play again for the Yankees, but I also don't know if the Yankees are going to stay healthy enough that he's never going to have to come back. Like, you have to also factor in the man who just fouled off a ball off his foot. That's how he got hurt. It wasn't like a hamstring thing, a soft tissue injury. Anybody could foul a foul ball off. Anyone could foul the ball off of their foot. So, I don't necessarily think that he's played his last game. But I think that it's treading towards the direction of he may never be he will never get a chance to start for this team again. Of course, Rays want that he can spill Yankee secrets as why the Rays are a smart organization. They just have shitty catchers. I think that's really it. Berti 9-hitter or leadoff? 9-hitter. You're my son. You're my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the skies are gray. Sam, I love you. I love you, Sam. I love you so much. You're the best. I love you. Sam, obviously, handling the TikToks, handling our socials, the fucking GOAT. We love Sam. Rodon's $162 million bust. I hope you're wrong. Seriously, only TBD. I need your opinion. Okay, you're right. That TBD is a shortened opinion. I just wanted to get to some other questions, but if you want a better clarification and a better answer, I got you. So the best way I would describe it is the Yankees are not going to know who they want or who's available to them until we get further through the season. The Guardians are likely not trading Shane Bieber tomorrow. That's their opening day starter. Everyone's pitching schedules have been lined up. They don't want to throw that off. They're not going to ask somebody else to start. He is their opening day starter. If they wanted to trade him, they likely would have done it earlier in the offseason. Now, looking at, the infield, I think the Yankees are set in the infield now. They're going to hope LeMahieu can come back in a timely manner. They're going to hope Cabrera's a reserve infielder. They're going to hope Jahmai Jones doesn't have to be on the roster for too long. And that if he were, he is a serviceable, okay major league player. Maybe has a hit here or there. And obviously, Jordan Vivas is in the organization. Caleb Durbin could potentially, he's on the 40-man roster, but he might start the year at AAA. That's TBD. And if he were to start the year at AAA, he'd be just a year away. He was a standout in spring training, a standout last year in the Arizona Fall League, and a standout in AA last year, somebody that Aaron Boone spoke very highly of. So I think they're going to stay internally for now. If third base becomes an issue at the deadline, they'll address it. If the rotation becomes an issue at the deadline, they'll address it. If the bullpen's an issue at the deadline, any position you could possibly think of, they will at least try to address it. So that's really where I'm at. So if you're asking midseason, Shane Bieber, right? Like Shane Bieber kind of makes all the sense in the world. Shane Bieber is just like, yeah, he's a free agent, and him being a free agent at the end of the year means that, he can help the team. Like he can help the team and he might be available. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think I think the Guardians have a good chance of not being competitive, or not being competitive is mean, of not being very good, like being bad enough to sell. I think they're bad enough to sell. I think that I think that Shane Bieber makes a lot of sense, but I don't think it'll happen now. We do have a reliever coming in, not for the Yankees, for us, for a live stream. Not a reliever, but we have a late surprise for you guys. Don't worry. Berti means lead off in the meantime. I think it'll be Gleyber Torres. He kind of makes sense for that role, right? Like he makes so much sense for that role. I don't necessarily know. Berti has to cut that beard, though. He'll be fine without the beard, I hope. What does Jon Berti bring to the organization? Contact, speed, and an unbelievable ability to put the ball in play. He's patient, good swing decisions. He's a safe player. Like he's not going to be a superstar. I don't project him for a WRC plus above 100, and we do have our special guest here, so I have to get rid of this overlay, and we're going to bring in somebody. You'll see. How do you like the trade? Actually, we'll save this question for when he arrives. I think he's a good speed guy and he can bring in contact and versatility. So I think also, by the way, he's good for 2 years. I know if you're meaning like his performance, he might be bad after 1 year, but he does have 2 years of club control. So that's something to point out. Do you know why? Well, I'm not going to answer this question. So yeah, I'm not answering it. Let's see. What secrets does Boone have? He knows where I keep my life savings. Thank God, says Fritz. Yeah, thank God that we did not do nothing for third base. Let's see. I'm late to the stream. God, whoops. Don't worry about it. Baby goat, we love you. Don't even worry about it. What do we do if Jon gets injured and Peraza isn't ready? Should I panic? I feel like you should let somebody get hurt before you panic. Maybe we shouldn't panic before somebody gets hurt. Willie, don't even worry about it. All right. Don't sweat, big dog. We got Aiden here. I have to get rid of this background first off before I do anything. Because I forgot that the background's still there. I don't know if Aiden can hear us.
I can.
Can you hear me? But he is going to be here at some point. So we're just throwing him in here for now. Yankee rotation is full of 5 starters. Oh, wait, we got Aiden. Aiden, I don't have my headphones on. I just realized that too. That probably doesn't help. I will have to throw on my headphones. So give me 2 seconds on that front.
Can chat
but hello, Aiden. If you want to talk to the chat while I put on my headphones.
I think you guys can hear me. I mean, what a out of nowhere trade, right? Like that just came out of completely nowhere. If I remember, Ryan, it had to be 2 years ago we were begging for Jon Berti on the Yankees at the trade deadline, and now, I mean, hey, better late than never.
Honestly,
honest thoughts on the trade. I don't you need a third baseman going into an hour ago or hour and a half ago. The Yankees did not have a third baseman going into opening day. They had Oswaldo Cabrera probably playing there tomorrow. And to get Jon Berti, a great utility guy, he's a great defender as well, can play anywhere and put up great production with the glove. And then he's like a league average bat. To get that a day before opening day when you have a glaring hole in your infield because of an injury, and to get him for just an 18-year-old outfield prospect, that's a really solid move. And I don't even think the Yankees are paying him that much money.
I think I saw do $3.6 million in arbitration, so it's not bad at all.
The Blue Jays are paying IKF $7-8 million this year.
Yeah,
you can't not look at this move and not think this is a steal. I mean,
I will also say this. I was also going to say this. So first thought, yeah, my first reaction was, holy shit, we traded John Cruz. I was pretty upset because I like John Cruz as a prospect. I think he's still going to be a good prospect. I actually think he will be a good major league contributor. But I will say this, and this was immediately pointed out to me. You believe in Spencer Jones. You believe in Jason Dominguez. You ideally want to sign Juan Soto long-term. I imagine that will happen. If those three things occur, where is John Cruz going to play? Now, I would argue that the Yankees should have held on to John Cruz's value to build up, kind of let it build up. I'm kind of shocked they got rid of him because I believed in him. Like, I think he's like a buzzy guy in the prospect world, so I'm a little bit shocked. Then again, it is Peter Bendix, the former Rays GM, as the Marlins GM, so that also raised a red flag in terms of the fleece factor. But again, like, as long as Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez are good players and Juan Soto's not extended, signed for agency, doesn't really matter what John Cruz does. Yeah. It really doesn't. And furthermore, as you mentioned, third base was a disaster. Look, third base wasn't bad for the Yankees. Third base was atrocious. There's a difference, right? Like, it was left field levels of bad. Let me make this very clear. Third base with LeMahieu, it was still without LeMahieu. Yes, it was left field levels of bad. We were literally back to, can Oswaldo Cabrera start? And can Jahmai Jones country? Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Jahmai Jones, but that's the same talk as Oswaldo Cabrera and Willie Calhoun, or Oswaldo Cabrera and Franchi Cordero, or Oswaldo Cabrera and this is really a diss on Oswaldo. It's not dissing Oswaldo Cabrera. I think the Yankees and him would agree. Like, you weren't trying to start him on opening day. It is what it is for him. Like, I think he'll still have opportunities to play. Guys will still get hurt. That's going to happen. But for Jon Berti, yeah, he's a solid Major League Baseball player. He'll probably provide you like a 95 to 100 WRC plus. I'll say somewhere in that range, but he could be better. We'll wait and see on that front.
That's good. That's really good.
Because he's a great defender at third. Like, he's not just a good one, he's a great one. He has 6 defensive runs saved and 5 outs above average in 558 innings across the last 2 years.
And we've been asking, like, we're like, who the hell is going to be our leadoff hitter? And Berti might be able to do it, right? I mean, he's a contact first guy. He can put the bat on the ball. I'm sure his on base numbers are still pretty good. Like, I really don't see anything wrong with this move. Like you said, like, okay, maybe you hold on to John Cruz longer to build his value, but the Yankees are trying to win a World Series this year, and if this is a move they felt like they had to pull the trigger on and be like, oh, whatever, we can't hold on to Cruz for much longer. Like, this is a great move. So, I mean, I'm actually pretty excited about this. I don't think Berti is just like this replacement. You just fill him in for DJ while he's gone. I think once DJ is back, like, Berti is going to be very much in the conversation. Like, hey, this guy has to stay in the infield maybe. Or, like, at the very least, he's just your 5th infielder. So, I mean, because he can play anywhere.
I just view him as like a nice. He brings a lot of skills the Yankees need, and that's kind of really where I'm at. And actually, on the conversation of can he be our everyday third baseman? Defensively, absolutely, 100% can be an everyday third baseman for you defensively. He will hold it down there. He's a very competent defender. He can even play some shortstop. In his 700 innings there, career 4 defensive runs saved and 4 outs above average. That's value, man. Like, that is a valuable player. That's a 2-WAR player. Like, a 2-WAR player helps you. The 2-WAR player is helpful. It helps. And I think his batted ball profile fits Yankee Stadium pretty well. I know I posted that graphic on Fireside Yankees about his spray chart. It looks really encouraging. Like, this looks like the spray chart of a guy who should play well in the Bronx. Like, the opposite field tendencies. It's actually a little bit better in 2022 than it was in 2023 in terms of the expected home runs. I'm pretty sure you would it has him at like 7 home runs instead of 4 if you played at Yankee Stadium, which, look, that sounds like nothing, but if you add 3 home runs to a 90 WRC plus, maybe and that's like what? That probably is a 100 WRC plus. If we're talking about adding another home run or 2 to 7 home runs and a 103 WRC plus, yeah, we're talking about a pretty good hitter. I think the skill set's good. The mileage isn't like crazy. It's like he's been playing a thousand games under his belt, where like he's got this long career and his body's breaking down on him. You're not really concerned about that. He's a great athlete. He's faster than he's ever been. I'm all in, man. I'm all in on this, the decision to bring him in. Let's see. World Series prediction. Yankees country. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride, folks. Let's ride.
Yankees,
Let's go.
like Yankees Braves or something, I gotta say.
I'd go like Yankees Braves. Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, like, okay, what if like if the Brave, if like I don't like Yankee glasses off a little bit here, maybe if I were to pick a non-Yankee team, I'd say like it's like the Mariners are pretty good. I'm like, fuck the Orioles. I'm not getting my pick. The Orioles
are so solid.
Let me make one thing clear. I don't care, like, because I remember one like 2 years ago, I was like, how could you hate the Orioles? They're so fun and lovable. I was never one of those people. I was always a hater. I was always like, I hate them. I hope they don't play well. I think they suck. I don't like them. And now everybody's on the, I don't like the Orioles train. See, people like me, I hate all my division rivals. You think I like the Rays? You think I like, the Red Sox pour them? No, I hate them. I hope they lose 1,000,000 games. What? Like, the rivalry is great. Baseball's better when the rivalry is great, but my life is better when we win games. You know what I mean? And my life matters more than I matter more than everybody else. Like, as long as I'm happy, life is good. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, everything is all about me. So, certainly the kind of take you should. This is an advertisement for this should be my
yes.
Like, I mean, it's not relevant anymore, but like this is a good, like, if you were to throw out a Tinder advertisement, just clip that for me and just throw that out there.
As long as I'm okay.
Yeah. Do you think Berti will start third base tomorrow night? Yeah, right. You'd imagine
probably.
Where was Miami traveling? Were they going anywhere? They were going to play at Miami. So
okay.
A flight from Miami to Texas is not crazy, right?
It's like 2 hours probably at most.
Yeah, I'm Ryan's scared of planes, so
not
like Wandy level scared.
I'm not scared of planes. I just hate flying. So, I'm not the funnest thing in the world.
I'm a scared little baby boy sometimes when it comes to planes,
What were his spring training stats? Is my question.
He was very pedestrian, 90 WRC plus, 91. Okay. Like, okay, it wasn't like, oh God, you got to be concerned, or like
training, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh God, you got to be concerned, or like, oh, something clearly has changed for the positive here. It's like, okay, he played, you're alive.
It's like, what?
All right, it's like you're alive. That's all that matters, bud. Really, the barometer for being a Yankee at this point is, are you alive? Like, it's.
Yeah, no.
Right? Yeah.
Are you alive? And like, do you put something close to 100 WRC plus? Like, that's if I care about you.
Are we really at like 100 WRC plus at this point, or like, is it just, can you exist and like not?
Can you exist? Yeah.
The barometer might be Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. The barometer is, are you better than Isaiah Kiner-Falefa? Answer with Jon Berti, clearly yes. Like, I've seen people say, oh, it's the next IKF. He could be bad. I'm not disregarding the idea that he could like be an 85 WRC plus hitter, but unlike IKF, he's actually a good defender, and he's not a fake good base runner. He's actually a good base runner. IKF had a negative BSR last year. He's one of the fakest good base runners I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking a lot today. I gotta like dial it down.
IKF is a terrible base runner. The amount of blunders we saw. You see, but this trade is a win though in itself. Like, if you remove everything else, you remove getting Berti, this trade is a win because Ben Rortvedt is gone, in my opinion. They need to get him out of here. I could not stand watching that guy at the plate. Okay, cool. He was Cole's personal catcher. That's all he was kind of good for. Otherwise, he was just hurt all the time, and fans questioned whether or not he even existed.
It wasn't a great. That entire trade sucked.
He looked pretty bad during spring training. I'm glad he's gone. They had to get him out of here. There's no room for him in the catcher's room anyway. So at least they're not carrying 3 catchers anymore. Probably, I have to guess, because that was the roster as of yesterday.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be Jahmai Jones. And thank God I tweeted this out. I tweeted this out in 2022. You can fix anything wrong with the New York Yankees by acquiring Jon Berti. That's an unbelievable. That I have, for some reason, I just always come through with these kinds of tweets. I really do. Every time.
I'll never forget. We were like on our hands and knees for Jon Berti or like Joey Wendell around that.
Both. Because IKF was so bad. IKF was so bad. We were begging for a guy in the middle of a 90 WRC plus season, like on our hands and knees. The way that we would be talking about like acquiring a legitimate baseball player, like I might have had more tweets saying we need Jon Berti than tweets that say we need Jordan Montgomery. And Jordan Montgomery just won a World Series. Like, it was bad. Yeah. Shortstop was a disaster. Thank God we're not at that point of disaster. Like, say what you want about Volpe, but he can play the position, and that's better than anything we'll ever have we've ever had at shortstop with IKF. Would Julio? Absolutely not. Is it just me, or does John Cruz sound like a name that balls out? He does pass the name test.
He does.
He does pass the name test. The name test has been passed. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm a little sad about it. I can't.
Yeah, no, I couldn't listen. I can very well see us in a year or two. It's that trade. Oh my God, why did we give up John Cruz? How I'm not saying it's going to be like the Cardinals giving up Randy Arozarena a few years ago, but yeah, I can definitely see he turns out to be a great prospect, and we're maybe we should have held on to this guy, but Yankees needed a third. We did not have a third baseman an hour ago, so I'm not really gonna sweat it too much.
Yeah, and on top of that, I saw somebody else put this out. The Yankees are just gonna spawn another one.
Right, exactly. And then
they'll just find one.
And then if we even look at our buddy Carlos's tweet, the FWAR production since 2022, Berti's right there with LeMahieu with 300 less plate appearances.
He's a 2-WAR player.
He might be. That's why I'm saying even when DJ is back, I think there's going to be a conversation that Berti should still play. And that
it depends on his production.
It's gonna.
I'll say that.
Yeah, and I think it could very well be, not. I guess kind of a platoon situation. I'm not saying I don't know. It's gonna be weird, but I think very well we're gonna see Berti put up enough production to the point where maybe this guy should be sticking around and we shouldn't be selling out for whatever DJ can give us, because. I mean, let's be real. DJ could come back and in a week or two after that, he could just get hurt again. That's just how I'm accustomed to DJ LeMahieu at this point.
We're also saying, and this, look, I know that I'm not trying to say this to say, LeMahieu's going to do this and that, and he's not going to be good anymore, and he's awful, and he's washed, and his career's over, and he should just retire, and this, and that. Here's the thing. We don't know when he's going to come back. I need us to be we are Yankee fans. We have been trained to understand one thing and one thing only, and it is that we have no idea when a player is actually going to come back. We have no clue, and I'm not going to pretend like I know when LeMahieu is going to come back. I'm not. I'm just he could be gone for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, for a month. It could be we shut him down to April. It's precautionary. You don't get an MRI if it's precautionary. And he's undergoing an MRI for inflammation on the same foot he had that foot issue with a couple years ago.
I didn't know.
And it's crazy how foot issues keep derailing the Yankees. Whether it's on social media, with the team, you think Matt Carpenter, DJ LeMahieu. It's crazy, man. We just can't avoid foot problems, God. Anywho. I'm
tweeting that in quotes.
It's not wrong. We can't stop avoiding foot problems. It's not wrong. Was Ben a good choice to give up? Yes, he's bad at baseball. So, oh wait, he does. Also, John Cruz is going to fit in Miami. They have Rachel Balkovec there. She would have been his manager at Single A this past year. I'm pretty sure she at some point was a hitting coach or at least an instructor that oversaw some of his development. So, yeah, she definitely knows that he's a baller. This is this is part of this was something that we talked about with Jesus Luzardo. Could the Yankees trade for Jesus Luzardo, and would Rachel Balkovec know so much about the Yankee organization that she would know which guys to take? She would. And I think she knew the right person to take because they took John Cruz. And I think it's the right call. They got some smart people there. Berti's best numbers came in the leadoff spot with the Miami Marlins over 22 games. It's a small sample size, but yeah, that is notable. I don't think he'll ever lead off for the Yankees, if I'm being honest with you. I think it'll be Glaber. I know Boone might lead off Berti, but
if he can bring his walk rate back up, he had a bad walk rate last year, but if he brings it back up to the 10% range, I think there could absolutely be that conversation. I mean, he batted .294 last year. He gets on base and he's fast, but I think Glaber is a better option still. Oh man.
He's not fucking wrong.
He's not wrong. The Yankees are cursed with foot problems.
Dude,
It's
Aaron
really
Judge!
weird.
Aaron Judge crashed into a wall. I didn't even mention that. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Matt Carpenter fouls a ball off his foot. DJ LeMahieu has a toe injury in 2022, then fouls off a ball on that same foot 2 years later. Aaron Judge crashes into a wall, and that costs us the playoffs. I don't care. If Aaron Judge is healthy, we make the playoffs.
See, we were there. We were there when DJ fouled this ball off of his foot. Me and Sam were there, and I saw him go down, and I was like,
I immediately knew something was up.
I was like, here we go again.
Once they got X-rays, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, the training staff came out, I think. Like, someone from the training staff did come out, and I was like, here we go again. Like, he's going to be out for some period of time. Like, there was no doubt in my mind because he's just not that I mean, I'm not the biggest DJ LeMahieu fan, but I don't hate him. But the guy's kind of made a class.
He's clearly solid. Like, he's clearly a solid player.
Yeah.
Like, he clearly helps the Yankees because they don't have a great third baseman. Now, is that a product of roster construction? Absolutely. And again, this is why we're glad we got Jon Berti, because the conversations we were going to have about third base were going to sound eerily similar to the ones we had about left field last year. And I'm not saying Jon Berti's a superstar, and I'm not saying third base is saved. But what I am saying is that last year they would have patched us up with Franchy Cordero. This year they patched it up with Jon Berti. That's a step in the right direction.
Considerably better.
Because Franchy Cordero isn't a fucking outfielder. I'm sorry. I know that we give players like positional designations. He is not an outfielder. He is not an outfielder. Dude, he's not. Like, he's just not. I don't mean to be mean. I don't mean to be rude. I know that I'm kind of saying a lot of things right now. I don't know why I'm so fired up today. I don't know why I'm so emotional. Like, in the podcast this morning, I was a little amped up too. I don't really know what's going on.
How many Red Bulls did you have?
I haven't. There's I said I
there's two. There's like 2 cans on your desk.
There's an empty can on my desk. This is from yesterday. I had black coffee. I didn't finish the cup. It's cold. I'm not drinking the rest of this. Actually, I am. Let's do it right now. Actually, it's vile when it's cold.
Yeah, no, it's gross. We're plagued by foot problems.
Dude, Brian Cashman has foot in his mouth syndrome. What's up?
Will Smith with the Dodgers, 10-year contract extension, $140 million. That's very random.
Sure. I mean, he's a great player. I mean, actually, I think I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this on a pod. I think I mentioned this on a live stream or to somebody. Well, in that chat we're in, I was like, Will Smith is like a very underrated catcher. He's like just consistently very good. My scouting lab is literally never lost. How many times has the scouting lab lost? Oswaldo Cabrera,
I don't know, but
that's a loss.
We've been
Aaron
winning
Hicks,
all week.
Loss. Not on bets, though, all Fireside
week.
bets. What did we win this week?
We got, Fireside Bets is hitting. Luis Gil is the 5th starter. That was
right.
That was me.
I'm thinking last week. That's why. Yeah, no, that was you. I was a Warren guy. And look, I'm not mad.
And then 2 years late, but Jon Berti is a Yankee. So
yeah, it took 2 years.
That's a W. That's a W in the book.
If Cash has a foot in the mouth problem, what does BQ have? Do you think BQ wants this problem? Foot and mouth syndrome. I feel like that's a problem he would like to have.
I'm just not going to comment on this.
Yeah, okay. By the way, if you are, by the way, if anyone related to the Yankees, like in terms of like hired by the Yankees or employed by the Yankees is watching this, you don't know who I am because there's no Twitter account ahead of me, so you can't associate anything I've said and hold it against me. Anywho, would Julio Urias? No. Will the Dodgers bottle the playoffs? Will they be bad in the playoffs again? Probably not. I hope they're I hope they lose respectfully. I hope everybody loses.
I don't think everybody's shooing them in to go to the World Series. I really do not think it's I think they could still be.
The Braves are pretty damn good.
Sorry. The Braves are good. The Braves are that lineup is ridiculous. I don't know how sure the Dodgers lineup is good, but I don't think the bottom half of that lineup is as good as people think it is. And nor do I think their rotation is good as people think it is. I will say this. The Braves also have one thing going for them. They have devil magic. It doesn't matter. They got that Rays devil magic, man.
Dude, they have Rays devil magic with some of the best luck I've ever seen. And all the players that they have, instead of having to trade them away, they all sign below market value deals. Ozzy Albies is the worst thing that's ever happened to the MLBPA.
Yeah.
How do you take that contract? This is bullshit.
I
It's
don't
bullshit.
know.
That's bullshit.
And like I've had this conversation recently about like players associations across pro sports, and like the Major League Baseball Players Association compared to other players associations is like far and wide the best. But that contract set them back. I don't know how you take that deal when
I also want to say this. It's bullshit that Ronald Acuna took an 8-year, $100 million contract. I'm not saying I just saw a comment that like, can you see the comments?
Let me see. I don't
see
what?
them? Oh, it was an error. Dude, I was like, whoa. Because they were like, oh, this guy's British. And he's like, and I'm like, oh, okay. That's a step forward. That Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jake Bowers might be the biggest success story. If that's my biggest success story, I'm kind of a failure. But until September, it was a success story. Right until September, that was a win and a half for the Ryan Garcia ESM Right Foundation, which, by the way, we're bringing it back. The Ryan Garcia is Right Foundation is coming back 100%. We're bringing that back. I love it. I think it's really one of my oh my God, Chase Hampton has shoulder discomfort.
What?
That's what MLB Pipeline is saying.
Oh no.
Oh fuck. Yeah, shoulder discomfort. Kill me, man. Kill me, dude.
Why can't we have anything?
Literally nobody has it worse than me, man. Nobody. I mean, gotta take $1 out of Ryan Garcia ESM's Right Foundation. Fuck.
Oh no.
Son of a bitch. Anyways.
MLB Pipeline. Wait, where are you seeing this? Are you seeing this on Twitter?
They put it on like where everyone's starting, and it's Chase Hampton injured, shoulder discomfort. Motherfucker.
Dude, what?
So okay, I got scared because I saw Dominguez injured, but I remember he's coming back from Tommy John surgery. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I almost had a panic attack. Like I haven't had one in a fucking while.
Oh my God.
Okay. Damn, that's a shame.
That's kills, man. That actually that scares me.
Yeah.
I'm still not even seeing. Oh, jeez.
Nobody has it worse than us. Nobody. Do you think the Yankees trade for Starter today? No.
The offseason's like officially done now. It's the last day of offseason, technically, but like the Yankees are done making moves. I mean, you'll see like probably some waiver wire stuff between now and the deadline, but they're done until the deadline, probably.
Yeah. Season's over. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
What's the problem? I mean, it's probably you might want to Google it, buddy. Just how don't you take a little Google search?
Yeah.
Search up why he hasn't gotten a major league deal. Search up why he didn't finish the year with the Dodgers. There's a reason why every team in baseball hasn't chosen to sign the guy, because he's going for cheap. Teams love cheap labor. Corporations love cheap labor. There's nothing better to a corporation, an owner, whatever you want to call it, a CEO, and cheap labor. There's nothing they love more than that. And there's a reason why they're not going for that cheap labor right now.
Yeah.
Where do you think Luisio plays in Cy Young voting this year? I love him, but I don't think he's getting Cy Young votes. I don't think he's pitching
first. I think he's trying.
First? Okay.
I think he's trying because the next comment says he's definitely placing at least top 5. I'm joking. I mean, I think he's going to be like, he's not going to be amazing, guys, but like he's going to be a pretty serviceable pitcher and have a good hopefully full rookie season.
Yeah.
I think when Cole's back, they might definitely want to look into doing a 6-man rotation, but Cole has to pitch every 5th day, so I don't know, actually.
I hear you. I need, please tell me it's this come, but like, it's minor league usually.
I'm still not seeing this.
If you got to go to MLB Pipeline, MLB.com, and they have like a pipeline thing.
Is it it's not the rankings, is it?
No, it's the one of where they'll start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Man, I'm just so glad we have a third baseman, kind of, sort of, technically speaking. You know what I mean?
I'm very, very I feel, I mean, not that like I didn't feel good prior to this move, but like this move, it says a lot about like where the Yankees are at. Like I think
Yeah.
this kind of tells us that like okay, they're really like not like they could have just been like, all right, we'll just let Oswaldo play third base for now until
And like
DJ's
sign
back.
like somebody who
Yeah.
sucks.
But
Yeah.
instead, they're like, okay, we have to address this issue. We want to win this year, and the division is going to be a bloodbath. So we have to make like a substantial move to fill up this production for however long DJ is gone. And also, what this move tells me is I don't think they know DJ's timetable yet at all.
Yeah. He's
I don't
undergoing
think
an
they
MRI.
know.
Like
Yeah.
that I feel like that got swept under the rug because we're just kind of like, dude, what the fuck? Like once LeMahieu got hurt, just out of the
we're
picture.
just like, of course. We're just
just out of the picture right now. Like that's not even in the nucleus. Like I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm not even thinking about Chase Hampton. Like I am only thinking about Garrett Cole when he's gonna come back. I can't think beyond that right now. Like my brain, it's not allowing me to. For my mental health, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's just like no clarity with Yankees injuries anymore. Like they will not tell us what's going on if some guy goes down, and we won't know the timetable for like at least a couple days, a week. So
yeah.
I don't know. Like once you saw DJ go down, the dude is what? How old is he? 34 or something?
Who, Berti or LeMahieu?
LeMahieu.
LeMahieu's like 36. He's gonna turn 36.
36.
Turning 30. Either way, hold on.
Yeah, dude. If a 36-year-old is going down with a foot
36
injury,
in July. 36 in July, so he's 35.
Yeah, man. I think actually
doesn't make it any better.
the more I'm thinking about it, if they're making this trade for Berti, I think DJ is going to be out for a long time. Like I don't know, define long time, but like I think we're looking at at least a month or two now.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really interesting. That's really interesting.
Oh, dude, have you ever seen that picture of the Jaden Daniels throwing and it's like his elbow? It's the grossest thing ever. Dude, I know this is random. God, it's good. That Ian Rappaport tweet, it's gross. Yuck. Ugh.
Wow. Mets game tomorrow just got rescheduled.
Yeah, because of the rain.
Stinks. This happens every year, I feel like.
Yeah. What happened? What about Mike Clevenger for similar reasons as like Arias? There's a reason he has not gotten the deal.
Just do some just like 10 minutes of research.
Nice little Google situation here. Looks like a waste of Ben Ortvet. He's bad, so
he's
no
like
Ben
really
Ortvet,
bad.
He's terrible. And we have Austin Wells and Jose Trevino. And look, I'm not saying Carlos Narvaez is a world beater, but like, what is the projected difference between like Will Warren, Carlos Narvaez, and like Ben Ortvet? I guess Ortvet's the better defender, but like, I don't know. I give a fuck. Gonna be honest with you.
Says Chase Hampton will start the year on the IL. Oh,
yeah.
Gosh, right.
People who have it worse.
Who has it worse?
Nobody has it worse.
Nobody has it worse.
Top 5 people have it worse. Not me. No, I'm on that. I'm on, nobody's on the list for top 5 people who have it worse than me. Let's see.
Yeah. I think that comment's pretty.
He was probably going to be one of those. Yeah.
Not like spot on, but like I think that's just his profile. But I think, how did he do location plus wise? Do you know?
He was like 100 in spring training, which is a win for me. I feel like that's a win.
Yeah,
that's a win and a half.
Because like
he has 100. You know what I mean?
When he was up in 2021, you knew he like.
I can get you
no idea where that ball was going.
2022. 2021 or 2022. Hold on, let me get it for you right now, big dog. I got you.
I don't not like. There's so many people clowning the Yankees for.
It was 98 in 2021 and 90 in 2022. So yeah, this is up a little bit.
That, man.
And it's like also the big thing is he has a changeup, dude. He had like I want to make something clear about Luis Gil. Luis Gil was an above average, like an average to slightly above average major league starter with 2 pitches and no idea where the strike zone was. He has a better idea where the strike zone is, and he has a third pitch. I have no concerns. He'll be
his pitchers got better too. I feel like his fastball got so much better. Right? Like, did it grade out better? I don't know, but like, just dude, it's seeing him in person. He was so nasty.
Yeah, dude,
I'm really excited.
He's him. He's him.
He is. Will. His first start will be a Monday night in Arizona, and it's like a 10 p.m. start. But I'll be watching the whole thing. So I don't have classes the next day, so I will stay up as late as I need to.
I don't have a life, so that's kind of how it always goes for me. Yeah. Let me see. What's this next question here? Ooh, I like this one. Hold on. This one, the Yankees are not going to get a trade in for a starter today. Not Yankees, AL East hot take. Okay.
Like they don't win the AL East?
Like, no, non-Yankees AL East hot take. Like a hot take
okay.
The Yankees in the AL East. Okay. Putting this out there. Putting my life on the line here a little bit. Might get a couple of might get a little bit,
heads.
Might get a little staticky here. The Blue Jays rotation is going to take a huge step back this year. Huge step back. I am not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Here's why I'm not seeing it. All right. And this isn't to say the Blue Jays are going to be bad. I actually think their offense will take the same step forward that the same step back the rotation will take is the same step forward their lineup will take. So they'll win a similar amount of games. This is not a, oh my God, they're going to suck this year. This is more of like they're probably not going to. Like Kikuchi's like, fine. I think he's a good pitcher, but like, I don't know. I don't think it's like, I don't know if he's going to be like as good as he was last year. I'd say he'll be similar.
Is Gausman going to be as good?
Oh, I mean, he's finally healthy, which is nice, but I don't know. I don't know if Kikuchi's going to throw as many innings. That's number one. Number two, Chris Bassett. I just don't think he's going to be able to replicate it. I just don't. I think, I think he'll be a worse pitcher than he was last year. I think he'll be around a league average starter, which is fine, but it's a step back. Bowden Francis, that's a two-pack of ass. No disrespect to Mr. Bowden Francis. I also think Barrios might take a little bit of a step back. Strikeout rates aren't beautiful, but maybe he's all right. But yeah, Bowden Francis, I don't really see it with him, respectfully. Good reliever, good stuff. Like the stuff is pretty nasty, but it's not like elite. It's just like good. I don't see it with this rotation. I don't see it this year. They were like one of the best rotations in baseball, which is kind of like where, but I also think their lineup's going to be a good bit better. Like, I'd be shocked if they weren't. Like last year, they were 8th in WRC plus, 107 WRC plus, 161 ISO. Like that's below average. That's not sticking. They're gonna hit some tanks this year. Because Vlad Guerrero Jr. is Dominican, and if he is a light hitting first baseman as a Dominican, then he's a disgrace to our country, and I need him to step it up. So. I don't need him to step it up. I mean, like from I'm looking we're talking from like my like World Baseball Classic standpoint. You know what I'm saying? We need a first baseman, bro. He posted this picture of him in the hospital, and like the DR team is like, "Oh, we'll get you back in next round." And they fucking lost. So he cursed the team. He ruined the organization. We're gonna have a new third baseman. Devers won't be there. It'll be probably J-Ram, maybe Caminero. Shortstop. I think Willie Adames is fine. I like it. Ketel Marte play some second. I'm definitely missing somebody who I just completely ignored in the infield. Fernando Tatis can play right shortstop maybe if he wants to. Machado actually, can play some, kind of figure that out there. Soto. J-Rod's banned from the World Baseball Classic as well. You cannot participate.
Ryan, we're talking about AL East hot takes.
Oh, right. AL East. Give me the AL East take. I'm sorry. I just, it's PTSD, man. It's a ball in center field. It's one hop. It's not a hard ball to catch. You know what I'm saying? It's not a hard ball to catch. Dude, you've seen the play. You know what I'm talking about, but what's your non-Yankees AL East hot take?
My non-Yankees AL East hot take. I mean, I don't think the Orioles are going to be that good. Like, I think, it's a good roster. They have a good lineup. I think they have a very solid lineup. Their rotation, I think is pretty solid, but it doesn't scare me necessarily, nor does their lineup. I think they're definitely going to be in the running for, first, second place, but I could very well see them ending up in third place with the Yankees and Rays, or the Yankees and my cat has just entered the frame. Are you gonna leave me alone? No, I don't think the Orioles are that good. All right,
That's fair. I want a hot take from the cat. What does the cat think? Yeah.
What do we think?
They
What do we think, Luna? What do we think?
I think Luna agrees. The Baltimore Orioles are not going to win 100 games this year.
I think she
Luna
does.
agrees.
Okay.
Hi, Luna. 2 surprise guests today. 2 mid-episode. That's a record. That's a record.
Closer.
We also have 853 people in this live stream. So,
what?
Yeah. So if you guys are not subscribed or following Fireside Yankees, you should, totally subscribe or follow Fireside Yankees. And we appreciate you guys sticking by for the show because this has been a pretty fun one. I didn't think that Jon Berti was going to spark 853 people, but, a Jon Berti country, let's ride. Let's ride. Let's take a couple more questions here, and then we'll probably sign off because we're an hour deep, and I'd like to eat lunch. I was going to eat lunch, and then Jon Berti got traded. So that certainly threw a wrench in my plans. But what do we think Ben Rice's season looks like this year? Hot take, he'll be up this year. He'll play this year for the New York Yankees. He'll get some
I think when the roster expands, he'll be up. I can't, if you ask me, before spring training, I would say he'll be up in, July, August, but I think it's going to be close. It'll be more when the roster expands because I just don't know if there'll be a spot open for him. If someone like Rizzo gets injured and LeMahieu's still down, sure, Ben Rice is your backup first baseman or your first baseman, but I think he'll probably just be in AAA for most of the year and then come up when the roster expands. And I think he's going to have similar production. I don't know. Oh my God. Can you leave me alone? I don't think I think his production will still be there, but not as good as last year. But he's just he'll be in AAA, still developing, and then come up in September.
My hot take is that he just starts dropping fucking tanks, and then the Yankees are like, oh my God, and then it's that's. But your timeline's a lot more realistic. I would take
that. I would not mind that.
Yeah, I would. It would be great. It would truly be special. If you just think about it from a special category, it would be on a scale of special to special.
Mm-hmm.
It's number one. It'd be special. So, did it seem like there was any buzz about him? No, there was. I think it's just because first base is so covered and he's also catching.
Yeah.
He got into games. I just didn't think he was ever going to make the team or anything like that. That was definitely out of the picture. I think Yamamoto will not be what they predicted. This is MLB batters. I think he'll still be great. I think
he'll be good. Yeah, the first start was a little are we gonna?
What are we doing here, big dog?
How much legitimacy are we gonna give one start in Korea on March 22nd or something?
Yeah.
So
I was also gonna say, I wonder, for the short person community, this would be huge if he was good. So, yeah, for my sake, it'd be nice if just get the ship going, huh? How about that? Anywho, nothing hurts more than Corbin Burns being on the Orioles. I can tell you what hurts more. If you got hit by a car, that'd be pretty rough, right? If I got hit by a car, that'd hurt a lot more. No, in all seriousness, that notification did kind of. I feel like that was a slap. That was a hard slap. I feel like, you know what I mean. There are what I'm trying to think of notifications that are hard slaps. That one, Cease wasn't really it was more okay. Snell, we kind of knew. Monty, it was some buzz, some talk, but it wasn't oh my God. It was more okay, all right, Probably the Dominguez one. The Dominguez one, the one where we found out he got TJS. No, the worst one was the Cole MRI one. That one.
That was scary. That was scary.
That was 3 days of legitimately not being happy, of not being okay.
Yeah.
Straight terror, not sleeping, not being okay, crying, tears, lack of joy, stress.
That notification hurt. It was
it was in the morning.
But it was it also didn't sting as much because you were of course.
Oh no, it stung. I was trying not to cry for an hour. We had to record Fireside Yankees, and I was literally my voice was cracking a little bit. I thought I was going to break down crying mid episode. Because your season could have ended right like this.
I was in class having a panic attack as I got that notification.
Dude, you have had maybe the worst injury timeline over the last year. Like, nobody has it worse than you. Nobody has it worse than you. Nobody.
No.
Rogers, Dominguez, literally back-to-back days.
Back-to-back days. That was insane.
And was I the one who told you the Rogers thing first? Like,
so I was in class. I was in a night class at a different campus for my school. This campus was in Manhattan, and I had the game on in my Google browser, and then was in another Google browser for school, like finishing up an assignment in class. Yeah. And I just see my phone blowing up, and I see your text says, "I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Oh no, what happened?" And I switched to my other browser with the Jets game on, and I just see Rogers on the ground, and I was like, okay. And then the next day, was it the day before Dominguez got? Yeah, it was the day before Dominguez got Tommy John. Oh my God, OG Anunoby.
Oh my God, dude! And then Randall. We blew out the Nuggets, and we blew out the 76ers.
And then Capo Caco and the Rangers had an injury that looked like he was going to be out.
Okay, you guys have the President's Cup. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I'm an Islanders fan. Nobody has it worse than you. If you mention the Islanders, then people might have it worse than you.
I'm pretty sure the Bruins are they? I thought they were in line for the President's Cup, but the President's Cup is not a good thing, Ryan.
Right, yeah, because the Bruins last. Sure. Oh yeah, you guys are getting knocked out in the first round.
No, it's good. It's good to have the best record in the league. Like, okay, you can't say that that's not good, but an NHL team that's gotten the President's Cup has never won the Stanley Cup. So,
this is great.
I almost kind of want them to stay away from it, but they did just clinch playoff berth last night. So
this is good for me if you guys get the President's Cup. I should want this.
Not really. The Islanders stink, Ryan.
No, but as an Islanders fan, you're saying I should want that.
As a resident hater. Sure.
As a hater, yes, correct. As a hater, should I want that? Okay, just want to clarify. Okay, so nobody will have it worse than you when they win the President's Cup. Got you. Okay, love that. Okay. Great news, Aiden. You're a bearer of great news. I usually am a bearer of bad news when it comes to sending you.
Aaron Rodgers is my quarterback, so truly no one has it worse.
Your team is stacked. I don't want to hear it. Do you see your roster? Do you see your roster? I booted up the roster because I was kind of shitting around on PFF. That's not if you get decent quarterback play, you're winning your division easily. Where's the weakness? Even on offense, offensive line isn't great, but it's not awful. It's pretty. I'd say it's good. Breece Hall.
Our weakness is that we're the Jets. Our weakness is that we're the Jets, Ryan.
Nobody has.
And something's going to happen.
Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams, not a weakness. Conklin, solid tight end. Maybe not great, but a solid tight end.
He's pretty solid.
Alan Lazard, okay, he's a bum, but you could fix that. Kinlaw was awful with the 49ers, but you guys will figure him out. Quinnen Williams and Jermaine Johnson. Sauce Gardner. I mean, and not even mention DJ Reed. Mosley, the linebacking court. You guys just have it so much better than us as Giants fans. And nobody has it worse. I have Daniel Jones on my team. Daniel Jones.
We're the Jets. Ryan, we're the Jets. Something is going to go wrong. If it's not Rodgers getting injured again, if it's not Tyron Smith getting hurt for the year, or Vera Tucker getting hurt for the year, or Mike Williams snapping his leg 3 games in, something is going to happen.
Dude, I am a Giants.
It's going to prevent the Jets.
I didn't get to experience 2011. I did not get to enjoy 2011. All I've gotten to enjoy is Daniel Jones, and that's enjoy. I say enjoy with enjoy is a wrong word to use here. I have to watch.
All I've gotten, Ryan, is one glimpse of Mark Sanchez taking us to the AFC Championship, and then it was Ryan Fitzpatrick, Josh McCown, Sam Darnold, and
Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams was or Drake May were going to be Giants, and then Tommy DeVito decided to win 3 straight games. It was locked in. We were tied with the Bears with the same odds for the number 1 overall pick. Caleb
Your
Williams,
franchise has 2 Super Bowls this century.
I was I don't get to enjoy them. It's not the same.
Mine hasn't been to the Super Bowl since the 60s.
Dude, the best quarterback I've ever seen play for one of my football teams, or football team I've rooted for, is
Ryan. This is a Yankees podcast.
Oh, right. Okay. So, anywho, Yankees just need to not get hurt, man. Like, it's really it. Like, I know we say that every year. We do say that every year. But, like, also...
You can't avoid injuries, but... You can't avoid injuries, but, like, all you can hope for is that, like, they're just not a team made of glass. And that's what we're banking on.
Yeah, the Yankees' goal should be to just not die before opening day. Look, here's really the big thing. The Yankees have, I think, a better depth situation outside the infield because a lot of it is young prospects with talent. And that's encouraging. Like, even losing Hampton, it sucks, but, like, he wasn't going to debut this year. So you just kind of hope that he gets to AAA by the end of the season, because as long as he does that, then he's in the mix for 2025. If he needs surgery, fine, get it done with now, have him come back. You know what I mean? Like, you just hope it's now and not later. And then the big thing here, Rodon's alive right now. Cortez is alive right now. Heel looks good. Like, you know what, man? Let's ride. Let's. I don't want to end this podcast on poor notes. We have Jon Berti. We have a third baseman outside of DJ LeMahieu. It's not great, third baseman, but he's a solid one. He can play defense and run the bases. And it's not going to look like left field last year, which is a huge step up. The Yankees addressed the position that they sucked at by acquiring a player that can actually play the position. Aiden, any final thoughts?
The Yankees lineup looks a lot better than it did 2 hours ago. It looks a lot better than when we woke up this morning. As of this morning, we didn't have a third baseman, and it was kind of like a pretty sizable hole, because as much as I like Oswaldo Cabrera, I wasn't like ecstatic about putting him out there on opening day. But Berti is a more than serviceable utility man that can play third base well. He had, I think, like 2 or 3 outs above average last year at third base with a couple defensive runs saved. Like, you can't, this is a good move. And the Yankees got it last minute at a very, very cheap price. And you're getting a likely pretty league average bat with good defense. And, you know, what it says to me about DJ is that he's out for a somewhat extended period of time, which stinks, but this is a good move. And, you know, I can't really hate on it. I don't think there's really much you can hate on here. The Yankees had a pretty solid offseason overall. So those are my final thoughts. I love this trade. Sucks to see John Cruz go, but Jon Berti's a Yankee, and it helps the team a lot.
Yeah, my final thoughts are I agree with everything you said, and Yankees country, let's ride. Opening day tomorrow, Yankees country. Let's ride. Let's ride. Yankees country. Let's ride. Let's ride. We're going to lose like 80 games if I keep doing that. So if you guys enjoyed today's episode and this live stream, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. You guys can check us out on various social media platforms. We've got an Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and of course this YouTube page. Aiden does a great job with our shorts on TikTok, on all of those platforms. Actually, there's not a platform that's not on. So you guys certainly should check that out. Aiden does a great job with that. And they were recently, Aiden and Sam were recently at spring training. I know there's still some spring training content still rolling out. So if you guys haven't checked out some of the stuff we posted from that trip, or anything we're going to post, make sure you guys do so. EmpireSportsMedia.com is where you can check out all of your favorite New York sports teams for written coverage of them. And Fireside Bets is pretty cool. Fireside Bets, we're really excited about that project. We're really excited to see that continue to grow. So if you guys want to help us out on that front as well, that would be great. Have a great rest of your afternoon, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for opening day. Let's go Yankees, baby. Peace out.